Hello. There we go. What up? How's it going? I'm SolarLoon. I'm an independent game developer, and welcome to the stream. I'm an independent game developer. I'm a musician of sorts. I do the music for my games and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought it would be fun to just kind of like start off the stream with a little jam. So this is the song that I'm working on for this game I've been working on, which is a little like first-person adventure game, PS1 styled. I made the renderer. I'm doing the music. I'm doing the gameplay, the writing, all that stuff. And I thought it would be fun to just like, I've had this guitar since like the beginning of the year. It's been in that corner, and I've been working, playing with it and getting better at it. But I've never like used it on stream, so I thought it would be kind of fun to do that. So I'm not sure if it came through on the stream, if you could hear it. I think it should have, but if it did, if it didn't, it's no big deal. So hopefully I can kind of like what's the word? Blend this into my music, like at different times when it makes sense. I would love to get better at playing the guitar and get some really nice like really nice like jams and bangers out of this. So it'd be fun. It's a lot of fun to play guitar. I've been steadily working on it. I still stink at chords. I have to spend a lot more time. Writing chords, or not writing chords, practicing chords to really, get good. But the flip side is it's a lot of fun and I enjoy doing it. And hopefully it'll pay off when I make, music. It feels like it is. It feels like it's something about playing with a guitar that like you can kind of like it's fun. It's fun, and you get kind of it feels like it's much more expressive and just easy to come up with things that sound good, versus like composing, where you're just like, oh, I think this should go from this to there, and you can play with the piano or whatever, and you can you know uh, get stuff out of it, but you don't get the same effect out of the out of a keyboard as you do with a live guitar. It feels like, I don't know, but anyway, so yeah, welcome to the stream. So to start things off, I will be showing off a little bit of what I've done. Sorry that my chair's so squeaky. Sorry that a variety of things are going on that may not be great from your perspective. So I apologize if the stream isn't like, fantastic, but just give me a second. Live now. Okay, so what we'll do, there we go. All right. It's Kinta says, hello. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping in. Actually, one more thing before I forget. Let me also do this. It's Kinta says, can't believe how much time has passed since I joined a live stream of this amazing fella. Huh. I don't know about that, but thank you. Thank you very much for stopping in to the stream. It's well appreciated. Feels like it's been a while since I've streamed as well. All right. Okay, cool. So, and I will close Discord just to make sure I'm not disturbed. All right. So yes, welcome to the stream. If you're unfamiliar with who I am, I'm SolarLuna. I'm an independent game developer. I'm the creator of Masterplan. I'm the creator of Tetra3D. So yeah, I create stuff. This is a song I made for this game. Well, I'll be showing the game in a little bit, and we'll be working on it. In short, what is Tetra3D? Because I just mentioned that. Tetra3D is basically a 3D renderer. It is written in Go. It basically mimics the style of the PlayStation 1. that renderer with its affine texture mapping and vertex color lighting and vertex color painting and stuff like that. It has a Blender add-on so that it has nice and modern connectivity with your modern 3D modeler, 3D world editor. I'm using Blender for both modeling and 3D world editing. It's not perfect, but there's a lot of cool stuff there in Tetra3D. What I'm showing here, though, is something else. This is something else. It's a little different. It is a library I made called Routine. If you are familiar with my channel, I might have talked about this, in a previous video a few months ago. But basically, I wanted to make something that basically approximates coroutines in Go. So if you're unfamiliar with what a code routine is, a coroutine is basically let me answer this question before I move on. Kinta says, is it using OpenGL or Vulkan, or I guess Web GPU for Tetra3D? It is using OpenGL and the backend is up to Ebitengine. So Tetra3D is built on top of Ebitengine, which is a 2D game development framework. And so what it uses for the backend is up to Ebitengine. So it might be GLFW, which I guess would mean OpenGL. It could also use DirectX if you're on Windows. So it varies. It varies the rendering backend. But the reason why I built it on top of Ebitengine is just to have some more 3D functionality and flexibility when you're making a game in 2D. And it ended up being something that is, I think, performant enough to make a full 3D game with. So that's what I'm doing. And in the process of working with it, I'm refining the tools, optimizing it, all that stuff. So upside of it is, or I guess, it could be good enough for 3D, but the upside of it is basically to develop a tool that people can use to make games with, or to do 3D stuff in their 2D games. So it's not, it may or may not be a full replacement for a 3D engine. It's not on the level of Godot or Unreal or Unity or anything like that. It's specifically PS1. And Kinton says, can Ebitengine do 3D by standard? No, it is not. Tetra3D is a renderer. So what Tetra3D does is transform 3D scenes and objects and stuff like that into 2D points, and then it draws them on screen using Ebitengine. So that's why it looks that's why it looks like a PS1 game, because it's doing a lot of stuff on the CPU, not using the GPU for a lot of things that would normally be on the GPU. That's why it's slower than a traditional 3D engine, but it also has a very unique feel and look. So I'll show it in a little bit. And it's been, getting a lot of progress as well. Now, what this is, moving over. Okay, cool. Okay, so what this is coroutines. So if you're unfamiliar with coroutines, it's something that Go doesn't really have. It has Go routines, which is basically a function that runs on a different thread, may run on a different thread. So it can be used primarily for parallelism. But if you want a coroutine, which is basically a function that you can kind of interrupt, that doesn't really exist in Go. My attempt at this was kind of complicated, so I made this kind of like secondary approach to it, which is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And my real reason why I wanted to make a coroutine, or make coroutines in general, was for cinematics in games, or timing elements. So when you have, for example, a dialogue in a normal traditional game, you might talk to somebody and they might say something, they might play an animation. Dialogue might go back and forth. You might have a choice, something like that, where you say, option A, option B, option C, and then it has a dialogue tree. I want to have that kind of fun, capability, obviously, when you're making a game. And with Go, you would like some method to kind of like resume or repeat certain sequences, right? Like you might have a dialogue where someone chooses option B, and then the person, the NPC you're talking to, says some dialogue and then reverts back to that point of choice, right? Option A or option B. So it would be nice, excuse me, to have some sort of like thing that you could basically, like a function you could use that would allow you to use normal Go. So it's not like a scripting language or anything like that. It's just a normal as normal Go code, but you can then swap, move around these dialogue trees or these events. And so that's why I came up with this routine system. It's a little different from my previous approach. So basically, it is based on the idea of defining blocks, which can contain different controls. The blocks can execute controls in sequence, and you can jump between blocks or activate multiple blocks at a time. So there's a lot of control in this system that I feel like is pretty good. And the best thing about it is that it is not running on a different Go routine, which means that basically it can be paused and resumed at will. So in this example, let's say this simple example. Yeah. So you can see, let me do it like that. So you can see it says this block will loop 3 times, and it'll loop 2 times, it'll loop 1 more time, it'll loop 0 more times, and then it ends. So that is this block right here, loop, where it just says, okay, we're going to run a function that basically says if we're out of loops, then return finish. So that basically ends the routine. Otherwise, it moves on to the next element in the sequence, which is here, where it waits, and then it basically deducts a loop, and it goes to the next control, which loops. So that's what this does. Over here, we have blocks, which shows how blocks, you can have multiple blocks. So it says in this example, we go from one to another. So this is the first block, and it says, boom, we switched over to the progress block, which is this one, where we basically fill up a progress bar. And then it says done, and then we finish. Yeah. So there's a lot of control here. It's not it's a little overly wordy, more wordy than I'd like, but the upside is that you can just cancel a routine, which is really important because obviously if you're making a game and you have cutscenes, for example, you want to be able to cancel the cutscene. You want to be able to be like, okay, let's, if I'm talking to somebody, maybe in this game, I can just walk away from the conversation. The person should stop talking. It shouldn't leave a thread spinning in the background, right? So the thread needs to, the routine needs to end. And so we can do that by just using this new version of the routine system rather than the previous coroutine approach I was going for. So that's good. It works. Something else I did recently was I worked on Tetra3D. Okay, so now Tetra3D is this big old thing. This is accessible on my GitHub repository, github.com/solarloon/Tetra3D. It's open source. And what I did recently, oh, okay, that's what I did. Right, yeah. Okay, we can commit this. Moving base 3D shader to shaders. So what I did recently was kind of a lot of things. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a 3D renderer, renderer built on top of a 2D game development framework. In this example, it just basically is a little text crawl, and it also has a shader that basically allows for outlining and shading text. So this works pretty well. And what I recently did was kind of change things. So internally, I tried to optimize things a little bit because the rendering system was a little complicated. I kind of simplified it a little bit, and now I have the ability to write a function, or I added the ability to write a custom fragment shader that extends the built-in shader. So the built-in 3D shader has fog, for like kind of atmospheric fog like the PS1 had, and then it also has depth testing. You can extend a shader, a custom shader, from this base kind of 3D shader to add these functionalities to your shader or not. So you have that ability now. It's not, I feel like it's kind of finicky, but it works pretty well. And it's kind of interesting. The way I did this was basically just to place these comments in my base shader. This one Tetra3D custom uniform location, this one custom fragment call location, and custom fragment definition location. And what this does is when you call extend base 3D shader, it basically looks for these points in the base shader and puts in your code. It adds your code to that shader, to that base shader. So for example, if we look at the text shader, we can see that this is a normal text shader written in Kage, which is the shader programming language for Ebitengine, which is very much similar to Go. But the difference is that we just have a custom fragment function instead of a fragment function. And so what this does is basically when we extend the base shader, anything in this area above the custom fragment function, wait a second. I see, yeah. Anything above the shader is put here in the custom uniform location. Anything below that, where it says custom fragment, all of that and below gets put down here. And then here is where we replace the color text, this part with custom fragment, with the custom fragment function call. So basically, you can swap out this. I'm just thinking, I guess now it probably would be better to swap out all of this with the custom fragment shader call, because this stuff gets called even if you don't use it. Well, anyway. Anyway, well, I mean, I guess I could just supply oh wait, maybe is that how I'm doing it? Am I supplying TX? No. Okay. So then this is the line. But yeah, that's it still works. So I'm not really worried about it. But the core idea is that basically by doing this, you can override the depth testing, you can override fog, or rather make your own custom shader and include the depth testing, include the fog, and the lighting and vertex color results are in the color attribute. So you can basically write your own shader, add these things in, and then there you go. And if you don't want that stuff, if you want, for example, a shader that draws something, let's say like you have a game and you want an element to render like over everything else, i.e. to ignore the depth testing, then you can just make your shader and not include the excuse me, you can make your shader and just not include the not extend it from the base 3D shader, and then it will just cut through everything. It won't have fog, so it's pretty straightforward. So we can, for example, should be able to do that by just being like button.model.set.mesh parts 0.material set shader. Okay, and then we can just say like give me package main. Just do it like this. Give me package main, give me Kage unit pixels, I believe that's correct. And then give me func fragment vec4, dust poses vec4, source pulse vec2, color vec4. Okay. And then we can just say return vec4 1001. So something like that should basically work. We'll see. No crash, that's a good sign. And the buttons should just kind of like, oh, crash, because it did compile. Let's see. Oh wait, I think it's supposed to be like this. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like that. Hold on, let me just double check this. I can't check it there. Let me see. I think it, yeah, I think did I have an extra space? I had extra spaces, okay. let's see how this works. So it should be that the buttons appear through the wall. Okay, well, yeah, that's it. So everything appears through the wall. So this entire thing no longer has depth testing and no longer has fog. It just cuts right through because we didn't extend the base shader. So that's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So yeah, affine texture mapping is going a little crazy here. We can undo that change because we don't need the shader, but you can see what I'm doing here. Let me just go over here. Something that I noticed, let me just add that loop save. Something I noticed is that in my renderer here, this is Tetra3D, by the way. This is a game made in Tetra3D. It's not necessarily the most performant thing on earth, but it is really authentic to the PS1 vibe. You do have some vertex lighting. You do have vertex painting that looks really good in the corners there. That looks absurdly good. Looks like AO or something like that. But yeah, something that I noticed is I had this solution for designing worlds, designing levels that basically allows me, and this is also Tetra3D as an add-on. So in Tetra3D, it comes, well, for Tetra3D, it comes with an add-on that you can put into Blender that gives you additional features like setting visibility of objects, checking off if they're a sector for sector-based rendering, things like that. And so I had this functionality called auto subdivide faces, where basically on export it would subdivide meshes that, you know, where the edges are too long automatically. It works, but it's buggy. I think that it either is it might be subdividing too often, or it might be it's just buggy. It's not working correctly. So I think I'm going to tag this as being experimental, just in the description here. It works, like when it works really well, but like there's 13,000 triangles here. I'm getting 3 milliseconds, 4 milliseconds render time, which is pretty good. It's not bad. If I turn this on, and even just set the edge length to be 4, if you look at the scene or this object, there's not too many longer than 4 edges here. Only these here, these up here. Most of it is not. But if we export this, and I export on save, by the way, that's a nice little feature. It goes up to 6 milliseconds, almost 7. We have 23,000 triangles, 8 milliseconds, 23,000 triangles. So it's like, it really shouldn't have changed. The only thing that I should have cut is these faces here, and these faces here. But for some reason, it's like doubled the edge count. So I think that there's a problem with this functionality. It's better at this point to just do it yourself. And if you want, add a subdivision surface modifier set to simple, and that basically will do the same thing on export. Okay, Iskenta says, I was going to ask, how are the 3D models loaded up? Or are they done in some sort of digital differential analysis or something, but they're loaded straight up? They are loaded straight up. The 3D models are loaded, basically they're exported from Blender. This is a little hand, a little hand that you use to interact with stuff. So you can come over here and press the button like that. That's weird. Why is the texture, like the screen is empty? Is that me? No. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's this. It's this guy. How'd I get that guy? Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Did I change something? Did I accidentally? No? Okay. Let me go back over here. Text CD. This is working correctly. Okay, so I think that it might be objects. Oh, wait. No. I might need to do like this. Oh, whoops. I see. Hold on. I think the issue is that Yeah, I'm using the wrong source here. I changed the, yeah, okay, that was my bad. There's 0 unsafe. There we go. And then this should resolve. I think. Let's take a look, see if that fixes it. There we go. All right. So, in answer to your question, yeah. So the 3D models are loaded using the 3D models are loaded. They're exported out of Blender in GLTF format. It's Tetra3D supports GLTF and GLB formats. Although I didn't write the GLTF loader. That's a third-party package that I use to read the GLTF files, and then I convert them into a format that is suitable for rendering. Is it written in Go? Yes, Jeropo, and thanks for the chat. It's very pretty. Thank you. I'm hand rolling OpenGL/Vulkan. It's not either, actually. It's a handwritten renderer. I'm transforming the faces, transforming the triangles to 3D. Or I'm sorry. I'm transforming the vertices to 3D, and then rendering them. I'm transforming the vertices into 2D, and then rendering them using Ebitengine, which is a Golang 2D game development framework. And then I just draw the triangles using the textures, and the vertex colors control the lighting. Is it software rendered? No, it still uses the GPU. I use the GPU for depth testing because there's no way to do it otherwise. If there was no depth testing, or if I didn't use the GPU, I wouldn't have depth testing, so there wouldn't be any kind of intersection, which is fine, except for like, well, I mean, really, maybe, yeah. If you didn't have the depth testing, you wouldn't really lose that much because objects already can't intersect themselves. Like, I mean, these two intersect themselves. Like, these two planes of each tree intersect. How does that work? I don't know. I thought that objects couldn't intersect. That's the depth texture, by the way. Huh. Objects can't intersect, but I'm not sure why, when, or how I got this to work. I can't, I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't remember. I'm not sure why this works. I'm like, why? Because objects can't intersect. Well, whatever. In any case, is the tree for objects. The base is a draw call, and the tree is a draw call. So that's two draw calls, but no, each tree is one object. There's two materials, one for the tree and one for the base. Why am I using Go for this? That's a good question. Really, I just like Go because it's really simple. It's not necessarily the most visually like simple language, but it's simple to understand. It's simple to use. There's not a lot to it. It's kind of like a language you could learn in like a weekend rather. Like it's just, you look it over, you read it, and it's like, okay, it's not that complicated. Everything's pretty sensible. Some things would be nice to have, but most of the stuff that you want to be there is there. Kind of reminds me of raycast. Reminds you of raycasting. Yeah, it's kind of similar to raycasting. It's kind of similar. Yeah, so this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. There's some pop in there, or some triangles like being a little aggressively cold, but that's okay. I'm not really worried about that. Overall, this isn't bad. Overall, this is very PS1 like, and the thing that I like about it is that it encourages developers. It encourages me to, and this needs more loops. This is what it looks like when there's not enough loops. What it does is it encourages me to make games that could be played on a PS1 and that just aren't that complicated visually, which is good. I mean, like you think about like most games, is when you have a lot of a lot of room to there we go. When you have a lot of room to design just massive worlds, it's very easy to make games that are massive, right? Because it's like, well, you can just always just add more, polygons, add more room, add more stuff. But when the draw distance can't be that far, when you can't push more than, 10,000 triangles, 30,000 triangles at 60 FPS, it's like, all right, well, let me try to like cut it down. Let me try to make a game that, could kind of fit in this space, in this world. And that means that your game's not going to have a lot of big areas, right? Like your game, because the draw distance is short, that influences how the game is designed. What about the textures warping on the edges of the screen? That's PS1. That's how that's the triangles getting close to the camera, and the triangles, like the UV values, the textures bending not according to the perspective. So someone on Ebitingine's Discord, I guess you could say an acquaintance of mine, that sounds a little hoity-toity, but just someone else who uses Ebitengine, who's also doing 3D. He basically like implemented perspective corrected UV mapping. So when the text triangles get closer to the camera, they don't bend as much. I implemented it after he told me how he did it. After he gave me some hints, some pointers, I was able to implement it in Tetra3D, but I both have to go back and redo it because it's kind of messy, and it still doesn't like remove the need for more triangles. Like at close distances, the triangles, the texturing still like messes up. I think like you can see it, I think there, right there, that still would happen, but it wouldn't bend nearly as much on the way. So there's still some things I can do to like make it look not as distracting. But this was PS1. Like I think this still happens on PS1 games on original hardware. So I'm not like really distracted by it. I'm not really upset by it. It's just that's the hardware, dude. That's how it worked. Let's see. Yeah, so like overall, I'm pretty happy with this. It works pretty well. It looks pretty good. Pretty much like you'd expect a PS1 game to look. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be working on games and things like that, and optimizing over time. This is already way faster than I thought it'd ever be. When I was starting this, I kind of thought like, oh, I would get to the point of like, I don't know, maybe like the Mega Man X intro where like the X is spinning, like maybe something like that, or maybe a 2D game where it's like, oh, you pick up an item and the item can rotate in 3D. It's like, oh man, kind of like the Ace Attorney games, how like it's a 2D game, but then you pick something up and you go to like check it out. And I think on the 3DS, the objects were three-dimensional. I don't remember if they were on the DS, but like the objects were 3D, and it was like, oh man, that's cool. I liked that. And I was thinking that I would kind of get to the point where it's like, it's fast enough for that, but not for anything else. But over time, I've been able to optimize it a little bit here and there. And has gotten to this point where it's like, you can make a full 3D game. Like the draw distance is a little short. And I think it's a little aggressively short, to be honest. Right now, I think I could probably kick it up a little bit from 20 meters. Let's say 30 meters. That might be enough. But like this is pretty good. Not too bad. 4 milliseconds. Yeah, I think it's fine. I go up to 5 or 6 here. No, not bad. Yeah, this is better. This is pretty good. Now you can see those billboards up there. What was that? Thought I saw something. It makes your brain feel kind of sick. That's a plus. All right. But yeah, like it's a little grimy, it's a little gritty, it's a little, jacked up looking, but it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. I feel like there's, yeah, that tree on the left. Is it cutting through the? It is cutting through. So I could think maybe the clip alpha text shader is a little weird. Yeah, it's cutting through. I don't think it's the. Yeah, it's the shader. Okay, I see what's going on. I have. I think I have like billboarding on the trees, and that's why they look so good. But that's also why um they're like cutting through the wall. I think that's what it is. I think. Yeah. Anyway, um aesthetic reminds you of Shadows of Doubt. Shadow of Doubt. Yeah, I have that. It's kind of similar. Shadow of Doubt is like more voxely. It's more voxely, but the kind of like low text resolution textures is kind of similar. Yeah. But yeah, this is pretty good. I'm happy with this. So I wanted to add an NPC, somebody who can walk around, stand around, and stuff like that. So it'll be human modeling time. I think it would also be good to maybe add some sort of like blur texture or something, and not blur texture, blur shader or something to kind of mimic like CRTs, because really this, it looks a little rough when presented like this, but if it was more you know uh like if it looked like it did on a traditional computer or traditional TV, it probably would look better, because see, things generally looked better on CRT monitors. So I kind of want to like do that. And I think if I want to do it and if it's gonna work, then I probably should design the visuals to try to like work with the shader. What's up with the banding on the depth texture? Is it not grayscale? It is not grayscale. It is packed. So if we look at this image, the things that are closer to the camera are blue, and the things that are further away are red, and in between is green. You can see, if I do like that, you can see here it's a kind of a fiercer red, and over here is kind of like a fuchsia, and over here is like a greenish blue, and over here it's a darker blue, right? So basically the depth of the scene is represented as a value between 0 and 1, but we encode that data in the so it's grayscale over 24 bits. Yeah, and interpret it as RGB, it looks like that. Yeah, exactly. But because the depth texture is blended linearly between vertices, it looks like this, when really it should be smoother. Really it should be really it should be smoother. Really it should be more more even. Instead, it's just a linear like blend across faces. But I mean, that's good enough. Like, it doesn't have to be super perfect. It just has to be enough to allow for like sensible intersections, which currently it does. Like, currently it's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's like you can see in here, there's some intersection issues here against the wall. You can see that the wall kind of cuts into the light a little bit. This would be solved if I had more triangles on the wall or more triangles on the light. And it's pretty similar. Like, there's places where you can kind of see it, but it's not too aggressive. Call it bump mapping. Yeah, sure. It's bump mapping, dude. It's totally bump mapping. People are like, wow, how'd you how'd you how do you get bump mapping? But really, that's kind of interesting. That's the idea that maybe like you could do this like on purpose. And also, I know these stairs look really bad. I need to add some. I have to cut this because I turned off the auto subdivide. But it's kind of interesting, the idea that like you could do this intentionally, not in this engine, not with Tetra3D, because I just haven't designed it like that. But there's an idea there that like you could basically add details by altering the depth texture rather than altering the colors. Like by altering the depth texture, you could cut into objects, cut into walls, cut into stuff. I guess that's how maybe like different games do like procedural geometry. Maybe that's part of it. Is like modifying the bump map, the depth map rather, as well as the color map. Anyway, this all looks good. I'm happy with the way it looks. I'm happy with the way it runs. Um, yeah, I feel like I could add a couple people and have it go up to maybe 5 milliseconds, something like that. Hopefully, um, we have this nice little hand that used to be like 1 millisecond skin time. Now it's 0.3. I managed to make it even a little bit faster, which is good. Tony here says, "Ooh, you got trucks on the highway." Yep, I do indeed. I need to do some lights or something, but yeah, you can totally see them driving around. Constant traffic. Constant like 90-mile-an-hour traffic. Yeah, and that runs really well. Like no that's quite a few objects. No problems there. So that's good. I'm happy with this. This is running a lot better than I thought it ever would. Yeah, so I'm gonna add a dude maybe like on a bench or something you can talk to. No handrails. That's you have the glass. The glass is the handrails. You can't fall off. There's glass here. No handrails. But it does give you the feeling of like being able to just like fall off. It feels very like somebody came up with the solution without actually trying it themselves, which is pretty much what this world is like. It's kind of cyberpunk, but not like aggressive and evil, but just kind of like the world is failing, and so it's just like you have like this does give the vibe of like you could just walk off and die, and maybe there will be like an area where you could like fall in and die just to like just to give that vibe of like general like feeling of that general feeling of kind of fear. But yeah, this world is kind of like just a trashy cyberpunk world, but not like the cyberpunk world that you could see someone living in, not the cyberpunk world where you know it's like how could anyone ever live here like most cyberpunk worlds, whereas like humans don't really like want to live anymore, and it's just like super low ethics by everyone involved. This is more so like, well, just the progress of industrialism and just industrialization has resulted in skyscrapers and fog due to maybe pollution or whatever, but it's not like everyone's evil or no one wants things to improve. So it'll be interesting, more so like a modern day cyberpunk, I guess you could say. That huge grading over 130 kilometer traffic is clearly the sign that the architect never used that bridge. Yeah, it's super creepy. I mean, like the sound would be insane. The rumbling would be insane. You'd be constantly like jittering because of the trucks running over the road. Although we'll say that these are like air trucks or something. Like all vehicles don't have wheels anymore, and they just kind of like float. So there's no like rumbling, no like rumbling of the weight of the truck on the ground. But I guess there would still be rumbling from the sound of the engines or whatever they use to rumble. Anyway, to float. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can make a dude today. So let's get some music and we'll get started. That's super loud. Was that? Sorry, it's super loud. Let me kick that down. Let me try. Where's something kind of chill? Okay. So, let me commit this. Audio is all you hear is traffic noise and car horns at 150% volume. just blaring sounds. Stickman. Okay, yeah. Solar tunes. Oh yes, solar tunes, yeah. Which song is this? This is... which one is it? The Ancients. I like this song. I'm gonna put this in the game. Let me see if I can find it. Cyberpunk. There we go. Cool. Oh yeah, that no longer rotates. On which distro am I rocking? This is Endeavor OS. Ow. So I went back to Endeavor OS, which is just basically Arch. This is using GNOME, which recently got an update, so it looks a little different up here. Looks a little different in the file manager files on the sidebar at the left. But yeah, overall looks good, runs well, it's solid. Okay. Actually, let me check out something real quick over here. I'm looking for material, I think. Fragment shader. Okay. First image slot is reserved for the color texture associated with the material. Second slot is reserved for a depth texture, primarily the intermediate texture used to cut a rendered model. There we go. Okay. This one is a banger, not gonna lie. Do you still host them on SoundCloud? Yes. I do still have some of my songs on SoundCloud. I don't think I ever put this one on there though. But I mean, like, this was never this was never kind of complete. I did stuff on top, so it was kind of more live. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll play it and play something on top and then record that and put it on SoundCloud. Okay, so we can commit this. Fix. Shader wasn't using the proper image. All right, cool. That pushes. All right, we can close this. And now we can commit this. We don't need that. Yeah. Don't need these. Which one are we using for? Oh no, I'm looking for objects. OTF? TTF? There we go. So we're using it. FSX 300. Okay. We don't need any of these. All right. One thing about Go that always bothered me is the project structure. It makes me feel like you're more restricted in terms of artistic freedom of structuring it the way you want to, unlike C and C++, Zig, or even Rust. Yeah, I do agree, actually. I do think that the way that your source code kind of exists, it does kind of restrict you. But I mean, that's kind of the nature of Go as a whole, right? Like you can't use variables. You can't use variables and not, like, you can't create variables and not use them. If you import something, you have to explicitly mark it as being imported to nothing in order to import it without actually doing anything. Like, you can't just import something. If you import it and then save your file, it will remove the import unless the import has an underscore, right? So it's like, it is an opinionated language in terms of how it's structured and how it works, but that does give it consistency. So, you know, I kind of know, no matter what project I'm looking at, no matter what Go project I'm looking at, if I look in the root directory and there's a go.mod, I know that's, you know, that it's a Go project. You know, I can look at the main, you know, things in the source tree. I can, you know, figure that kind of stuff out. It's kind of like, it kind of pushes you to structure your project in a specific way. And I think that it also pushes you to to structure your project in a way that decouples it. Like, for example, you can't have circular imports. And for example, if I make a folder with, like, let's say a folder called Z, you know, ZX, ZXX, L, whatever. If I make a folder called modules, and I put a file in there called module.go, I can't use anything else from outside that folder. Or I can, but it can't import modules. So, like, that controls your project in such a way where it's like, okay, if I want to decouple and set up my project to, like, have a folder of some things and then separate that from the main stuff, I have to make sure they're actually separated. I can't just, like, throw stuff in a folder just for my peace of mind. I have to actually decouple it in terms of it's their imports. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's very specific in how it works. Python, for example, I don't get the module import system. Like, the Python, you know, importing code is a little weird with Python. Importing, you know, packages within packages is a little odd. I think I'd much rather have something like this where it's like, you know, you create a folder and you call this, like, something else, and then you put a file in here and you say, okay, this is the something else package. And then you say, you know, here's a function that does something, you know, whatever. And then you can import this here, but you can't import this here. I like that. I kind of like that. It's like, it's very specific in how it works. Disallowing circular dependencies is good. I think it can be good. Like, I don't like that circular dependencies are, like, well, I wouldn't say I don't like it. I would say it's something that you just kind of get used to, but I can appreciate why it's good to not have circular import dependencies. And also, hello, thank you very much for showing up, Xbox TV. It's kind of like, it's easy to make a project where you have circular imports, and then, like, if it allows it, you just won't even think it's a problem. But if it doesn't allow it, then you're going to structure your project in such a way so that it's more segmented. It's more properly designed. Not properly designed, but more segmented. Well, the code is more designed in mind, to keep in mind the dependencies. It's like one of those things where it's like, I can understand why people may not like it, but at the same time, I feel like it's useful. It's useful to be like, no, let's not allow people to just import everything everywhere. Let's properly design it, you know, in a logical way. You know, try to encourage people to properly design it around it. Takes time to get used to. Yeah, I do think that it does take time to get used to, and I think a lot of Go is like that, where it takes time to get used to it. But I do like that once you get used to it, there's not very much to the language, and it is fast to compile, it's fast to run, it's fast to get stuff from external repositories on GitHub or GitLab or whatever. That's great. Like, there's upsides for the downsides. Just like it takes time for people to learn borrow checking with Rust. I don't know. I haven't interacted with Rust beyond reading a little bit of it and being like, I don't really like the way the language reads and writes. But that was years ago, so I don't know what it looks like now. What modern Rust looks like. Okay. Pointing meme. All right, so what we're gonna do, we are going to. We don't actually need these. Oh, I didn't. Did I commit the game? I did. Okay, we're good. So we don't need these TTFs, I think. We can get rid of those. I think we can get rid of these. There we go. All right, cool. So we will now... Just don't be bad. Got tagged because he said Rust syntax is ugly. They were like bullying. Twitch was like, "You're bullying. Don't bully. Don't bully the programming language." Rust, yeah, it's a little rough. I think it is a little rough to look at. Like, it's a little tough to understand, to wrap your head around. I don't know. I have to look at it again. So what we're gonna do here. It's so Jover. Dude, I forgot I'm affiliate now. I'm supposed to have my emotes, dude. I forgot to upload some emotes to my stream. Grinmore says, "Hello, always loved your stuff and it's good to see you on Twitch now." Hello. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, right. That's right. Let me take a look at this. What was that game? Well, I guess it's Kingsfield. What's that game? Oh yeah, Kingsfield. Let me see. Specifically. All right, this is the energy that I want. Just faceless vertex color people. That's the vibe. Yeah. So pretty simple. We'll just give it a shot. So we're gonna start with this guy. We're gonna see this NPC man. We will. Actually, this is just a cube. We want it to be invisible. We want it to be wire. Actually, we'll leave it visible. What I want to do is I want to kind of make a guy of some like height, and then we can kind of like work on it as we're doing so. Xbox TV says, "I haven't watched in some time. Very good to see you again." Yeah, thanks for showing up. Actually, going back to Twitch, did your handle change or a new profile? It's the same profile. I just never I never streamed on Twitch until like this is October, until maybe July, August. I was streaming on YouTube, but it felt like even though I was streaming pretty regularly, I never got new subscribers. Like my channel is stuck at like 14,000 subscribers, and I think it might have been something I did like on my side. Like I think I converted my channel to like a music channel when I connected it to my service that I use to upload songs to like Spotify. It also creates videos on YouTube, I think. But I think in doing that, it altered the channel, so it's like no longer a normal channel. I think it like only gets discoverability through videos or through like music videos. I don't know. It feels like my channel just kind of stopped organically growing, and I don't really get it. Like it, not just like it's growing slowly, but like I do not get new subscribers, and I don't understand. So I'm like, okay, well, if YouTube is primarily, I mean, really, it is primarily for videos. Streaming is something that they did once they saw Twitch getting big. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll stream on Twitch, and then if I make videos, I can make them on YouTube. There's no problem there. I'm just like, it felt weird. It felt like I was like, you know, doing okay, and then it just like it just got like cut off where it's just like, okay, that's the way it is. I don't know. YouTube's weird like that. Yeah, either you're hot or you're not. There's not much in between. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the algorithm. Xbox TV says, wild question. Someday, would you ever consider making sprites or music prior? Yeah, sure. Reach out to me on solarloon@gmail.com or on my Discord. Yeah, I'm definitely down to make sprites or music. I'd love to for other stuff. Just don't be bad. Says, so are you modeling in Blender right now with the intention of using these in Tetra? Yeah. The add-on I have automatically exports things things in my game scene or in this blend file. It'll export it to a game.gltf file, and then I can just automatically pull that into my game, so I can like run it and like see my character as I put them in and stuff like that. So for example, if I walk over here, I don't know why I said it like that here. If I walk over here, we'll say we'll put him right here. Oh, I don't have. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have extension manager? I think it might have deactivated. Oh, it's no longer compatible. Okay, this was what I was using for like tiling. Okay. Sad boy hours. Okay. Yeah, I can't even drag it over here. Okay, well, I'll have to get used to that. I was like, I remember using it before, and I was like, why can't I use it anymore? I forgot that I updated, dude. Okay. We'll just do like that for now. So, an Ubuntu moment. Talking on camera is hard. I stay behind the camera for that reason. Yeah, I feel you. It is kind of hard to talk and do stuff at the same time. So yeah, some people, I guess people just get used to it. I feel like I had trouble with it more so before, but not so much anymore. Okay. So we save and it reloads over here. So what we can do now, this will be a capsule, I guess, or I guess it's fine. He'll be solid, so you can't walk through him. We will make him a... Oh, here it is. We'll make him a collection. Is he like on the ground? He is not. Let's put him on the ground. Wait a second. Oh no, okay, yeah. I was like, I thought the player character was also off the ground. We'll offset it, and then we'll go over here to the scene. We'll put him right here on this vertex, I guess. Alright. Save. There he is. Okay, so is this the right size for a human? I mean, I guess it must be, because I'm like 6 feet tall in the game, and this cube should be 6 feet tall or something like that. Assets. Let me go back over here. Okay, so that should be good. It can be invisible. We don't have to actually have him in. Let's see. Town Eater says, I wanted to ask, I don't know if you've ever said, or if you've said anywhere, what made you switch from Sunbox to Renoise? That's a good question. I switched from Sunbox to Renoise. I don't know. I kind of feel like Sunbox at the time kind of looked a little, not looked, but like the sound was kind of, I don't know. I found it like it felt like it was hard to get that kind of like old school tracker sound out of it, but I know that it's possible. I know that it was possible. It's not that, you know, it's not that crazy of the things you do to get the sound. Like a little delay, you know, crush the audio in, you know, by changing the either you could do with like a bit crush, but mainly the sample frequency. You can change the frequency, change the format, you know, that kind of stuff to like crush the audio a little bit to make it sound like this. But I don't know. Like, I think the UI and the feel of Renoise is more professional. It's more kind of streamlined. It feels good. It feels very easy to use. It's very the workflow is very smooth. I feel like going back to Sunbox, you know, I've went back to Sunbox before, you know, a little bit to just kind of like check it out. And I'm like, man, there's no more shortcuts. There's no shortcuts to do a specific thing or to easily switch between elements of the UI. It's a little weird. It's a little like if you're used to Sunbox, it's fine. But I think once you try Renoise, it's like, man, it feels pretty good. So I think that's the biggest difference is just the workflow in Renoise is smoother. And maybe at the time I wanted to use VSTs, but since then I'm like, VSTs aren't that great. It's better to have samples and just know how to get samples to do what you want, rather than relying on VSTs, because it's easy to kind of like over rely on VSTs, where you don't really understand what a sound sounds like why a sound sounds the way it does. Anyway, I'm going overboard. So I'm getting off track. So this will be the NPC man mesh. He's a mesh. We will parent it here. We will add him to the NPC man collection. Save. Pops over here. Okay, so there's the guy's chest. I guess this will be. All right. So the plan here is, I mean, really the Kingsfield NPCs are not like super accurate. Like, they're not like super like correct in terms of proportions. They're kind of correctly proportioned, but it's pretty loose. We'll just put it like that. It's pretty loose. So I mean, like, I think it's okay to have like some what's the word? Some He's so polite. The skeleton's so polite. He's just like, I'm an enemy. Hello. But yeah, it's pretty loose. It's not like super deep. Whoops. It's not super deep. It's not super deep. All right. So what we'll do, we will just go with that kind of as a general idea. We'll just, it feels like what I probably want to do is define how many heads tall my characters are, and then go from there. So if we go with the standard like 6 heads, each head is a foot, I guess. So we'll just do something like this. Okay, so boom. Well, yeah, I guess I could just do it mathematically. 0.4, 0.8, 1.2. Yeah, I think this is too tall. Yeah, this is like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want 6. We should probably take a little bit off like that. So maybe something like this. 4, 5, 6, and some change. Okay, that's fine. I think that's good. Try using fine. We should use Ebitin. I mean, that could be cool. I feel like fine is more of a general UI thing, right? It's not like for games specifically. But that's cool. I haven't really like tried fine out. I heard about it, but I hadn't really tried it. I was wondering, Town Eater says, because I wanted to get more into composing music for my games and I was using Sunbox, so I was wondering if Renoise was better. Definitely try out Renoise. I feel like that might be a little thin for the head. Try out Renoise. I think he needs a... Does he need a neck? Maybe he doesn't need a neck. Let's not go overboard. Why does he need a neck? What is he doing with the neck? Maybe we should do something like that. My app is basically categories and list of things that open pages, all text. Okay, he definitely needs a neck. That skeleton though, yeah. Please sir, stay back. Please, I might use this sword to harm you. Go away. I strongly advise you not to test me. I strongly advise you. Please. Neck useless. Take it out, you don't need it. Alright, let's see. Alright, so yeah, maybe he does need a neck. Maybe he needs a neck of some description. Also, his head probably should be shaped like that. Okay, and then we'll just like make the legs. This has a very 90s proportion. Like it just feels super like tall. Like he's gonna be very leggy. Like, you know, like 90s anime, like characters were just leggy. Like they were like 80% leg. It was just like it was just like Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon, like the original Sailor Moon. And all the other characters, but he specifically, because he was so like he had his suit and it's so tall on his torso, like so high on his torso. It just has that kind of a vibe. All right, we will we'll just do like the standard. No, look at that. No, I'm looking for cursor to selection. What am I? Why is it? Hold on, let me save this. He's looking good. Cursor to selected. All right, for some reason, yeah, okay. It was like crimping the mesh, like it was doing something weird. All right. Okay, so go with like 0.1, I guess. Move it like this. I think we can probably do like that. I'm gonna do like that. I think that's probably good. Seven. Feels pretty good. Their idle animation should be the Metaton dance animation, where they just dance procedurally. No. No, I refuse. I refuse. I feel like he's so leggy. It's so weird. It feels like he's so. Is that not? I'm guessing. I'll just have to change the proportions as necessary, but I also kind of feel like maybe it's just the vibe that I'm going for is just everyone's gonna be really tall. Like they're gonna feel tall. I don't know. All right, the legs should be cylinders basically, so I need to reshape this. He's got that like Lego body. He's got that Lego thing going on. That guy from Mother 3 ringing the bell who's 20 feet tall, yeah. I forgot about that dude. Like he doesn't even show up on. He doesn't even show up on. Oh, okay. I thought that he showed up on the screen, and you couldn't even like see him because he was just Like, why is he so tall, dude? Like, like the gamer, they just didn't care. They were just like, he's just tall. Like, let's not even worry about it. He's so tall. That's our guy. All right, let's see here. Okay. I should do this a little differently. I think that's about right. Okay, we have a kneecap. Yeah, it's doing it again. It's doing this weird stretching. Oh, that's pretty good. He's a little thin, but I actually, I'm kind of happy with how this looks. Character moonwalking. That's a body you aim for when you go to the gym. Yeah, there he is, dude. This is our guy. This is our guy. Look at him. He has no arms yet, of course, but this is him. It feels like he's a little tall. I think the camera is a little low, so maybe he should also be a little shorter. Yeah, he shouldn't be this tall. Let's move him down. Let's move him down a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. Knees should be lower. Something like that. Oh yeah, I see what the problem is. I was like, what's the problem here? He has no crotch. I mean, just being honest, he has no crotch. Like, I'm like, why is it so odd that I'm like moving his legs like this, and it looks so weird? I'm like, it looks a little odd. What's odd about it? He has no like center point, so he needs to be like that. Something like that, and then he needs like a spot here like this where it meets. That's better. Slightly better. I said better, and then immediately was like, well, let's not go overboard. Let's not go overboard. Let's raise these up, like maybe like that. And then this can come out maybe a little bit. No, I think it's fine where it is. Chest should be a little lower. I'm trying to see how I want to do this. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that feels better. Okay, he's a little thin, but I think the general idea is there. His head's, I think, a little too big again. So he does need that extra height, but he just needs to be smaller overall. Okay. Let's see, can I like... something like that. So he's smaller overall. There we go. Okay, and then we can make him a little thicker around because he's a little thin. Okay, not that thick. Let's just go like 50%. Not that thick. Let's go like just like that, just a little bit. Let's make him a little thicker horizontally. Entire body could just be a triangle. I mean, basically that's correct. That's the vibe that he kind of is giving off right now. Go make him a little bit more. There we go. A little bit more substantial. That's better. That's better. There we go. He feels a little short. He still feels a little thin too. But overall, I'm kind of happy with it. Like it's coming along a little bit. I think he needs to be a little thicker in the body department. But maybe not there, maybe... No, maybe everywhere. And then maybe this part. Nah, that's way too... He's not supposed to be, like, absurdly buff. It's pretty standard. He looks like me, but he has longer legs. Give him realistic hands. No. It's looking nice. It does look good. It does indeed. Give him realistic hands. He just needs to get him some fat. Yeah, I feel like he's a little too thin. He doesn't feel like real. He doesn't feel real enough. I don't know. I think his legs are too short, maybe? Like if we raise them up a little bit. That feels a little better. That feels, yeah. I mean, like his legs are long, but it feels better. I can't really explain why it feels better. It just feels better. No, it doesn't. It feels horrible. His legs are too long. It's interesting that the pelvis is right at the center point. I guess that makes sense. He feels so thin horizontally. Maybe I just need to make him thicker. Maybe let's not include his head. Let's include everywhere else and just, well, let's include the body, I guess. Here's what we'll do. We'll do it like, hold up. We'll do it, hold on. Just give me a minute. We'll just go like this. We'll move the legs out slightly. That feels a little better. That feels better. That is, yeah, that's okay. That's better. Hyper realistic HD hands would be great. Give him one hyper detailed finger. Like he's got like the like cartoon man like blobs, but just one finger with like a realistic like bend and like fingernail, but just like it's a blob except for the one finger. Okay, that's pretty good. I think his legs need definition, but that's solid. That's solid. We can remove some doubles, I think, on these legs. Let me merge by distance. There we go. 10 roses. Okay. His idle animation is wriggling his fingers. And we can drop this a little bit to give the idea that he's got a little don't make this weird, but it just needs a little extra room for just to give the feeling of a true torso. Does he need extra room? Maybe not. Maybe is it just flat like that? Is that how it should be? Nah, it looks a little weird. I think this part should be its own object. I think this should be separated. Oh, not like that, but separate like that. Yeah, then we can... Then this can be its own thing. There we go. So yeah, it's all triangles. So yeah, it's all just triangles. There we go. So now we can make the... We can, like... I don't think he needs butt cheeks. Like, I don't think he needs, like, any extra definition. I don't think that's necessary, but, like, I think... We do need... We need some kind of... There's something weird. I feel like... I'm looking for, like, that old school, like... Well, no, it's like that, yeah. This is what I'm looking for. That's segmentation. Okay, we're good. He does not need cheeks beyond a standard polygon man would need. This is fine. He does need some cheeks. I mean, like, not to be weird. It's just like, what's he gonna sit on? like how could you sit down? You look like this. This man is just a beanpole, man. He needs to eat. We gotta eat something. Let's give him a little bit. Just a little bit of definition. So that when he sits down, he's not splitting atoms. Just a smidge. It was too thick. It was too thick. It was too thick. I've been punished for my deeds. The word thick with 2 C's got flagged by Twitch. That's interesting. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I understand, but like, just the word. It feels a little weird that there's some definition there, but it also is like, I mean, you know, it's not too much. I shouldn't be like, people wouldn't be looking that close. I guess it's not a big enough deal, but it's also like he's got a little something to sit on, just a little. Okay, this guy is nice. I like this guy. He looks, and it feels like he looks pretty good. All right, cool. So let's add some arms. We'll need some arms. We will go like this. Add a cube. Somewhere around there. Do this. Yeah, it keeps doing that. Why is this? It must be an add-on I have or something. Maybe it's Tetra3D, I don't know. I don't know why it's... If you give him arms, Nintendo will DMCA. Arms come in the DLC. Oh no. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, well, let's not even just a medium point. There we go. Arms is... Nintendo's after me. This is it. I've committed the fatal flaw of making a game with arms in it, with a character who has arms. All right. We will... Oh wait, I forgot. The legs need more definition. No, he shouldn't be so... There we go. He's not quite as, like, cartoonish. He's got a little bit of... That's crazy how good that how good that is. Like, he went from a cartoon to like, whoa, this is like going a little crazy. Like the definition on those legs, his calves, his thighs are so like realistically bent now. Like he's squat, like he does squats. That actually looks really good. We will do a little bit here. And here. Actually, we could just probably go in a little bit with his knees. Something like that, just a little bit. His legs are, it's too pronounced here. Everyone's not just super jacked in the future. Something like that, just a little bit. His legs have a little bit of a Mega Man-esque thing going on. I think it's, well, they're a little formless. They're a little formless. Yeah, it feels a little better. Kind of looks like he wears a diaper. It does kind of look like that. It kind of does look like that, to be honest. Like his legs are so defined that it feels like he's just wearing a diaper. Like he's just out here in his tidy whities. He's just out here in his underwear, dude. Like that's genuinely what it looks like. Yeah, his legs are too defined. If he's wearing pants, they wouldn't be. It wouldn't. I'm gonna get demonetized. Twitch is like, well, Solar Loon, we've been looking at your streams. You've been doing pretty well, and we were gonna make you a. Oh dear. Look at this lasciviousness. The Autodesk was coming around the corner like, Solar Loon, I got the deal of a lifetime for you. I just need you to run a little sponsored review on our... I cannot believe what I'm looking at. Mountain Dew was like, sup, bro? We got the deal of a lifetime for you, man. Is that man in his underwear? They say, get out of my house. They kick me out of my own house. They're like, get out. Don't you. Get out. Mountain Dew, please. Mr. Dew. I can do the Dew, please. I can do the Dew. And they're just like, get out. Never again. We ever. Okay. I'm being silly. Let me just tweak this a little bit. Something like that. Knees are probably, I mean, like, if he's a little Mega Man enjoyer, I'm a Mega Man. I've been known, I indulge in a little Mega Man enjoyment from time to time. They're good proportions. They're good proportions. All right. There we go. He's got a little bit of definition, but it's not too much definition. Yeah, all right. How would this actually look? Let's give him a shirt. That looks pretty good. he's so simple, but yeah, this ain't bad. I like him. I like this dude. Rendering issues and all. All right, yeah, I'm happy with this. Let's keep going. His head does look like it floats. Yeah, his head. I need to work on his head a little bit more. It's too simple, both in shape and in how it's connected to his body. But I think overall, it is giving it's given the vibes that I want to be given. We can kick this in a little bit to fight the. Well, actually, this doesn't even need an internal base. Well, his shoulder is gonna bend, so actually it should probably be like this, more so. And then we can kick it out like that. There we go. Something like that. Shade this smooth. I only have these selected. Yeah, okay. And then we can kick this out like that. There we go. Merge by distance, and then we can just go boop. Move it out. There we go. Okay. Are you working on your game dev full time? Not really, no. I'm working on some other things. I'm working on this right now, but I mean, like, for my work, I'm a data analyst. So right now I'm looking for, and well, I'm like a freelance data analyst, and I'm also looking for work doing data analysis. So that's like visualizations and stuff like that. Now that I think about it, well, I'm thinking like I could design it in such a way where it's segmented all the way through, but I guess that's not necessary. I'll just design it like normal, and then if we want a character to, for example, have a short sleeve shirt, we can just paint it and it'll just look fine. Maybe you can make the legs and arms more segmented looking. I mean, yeah, maybe so. I don't know. I have to kind of see. I feel like I could segment like the shoulder to the elbow, and the elbow to the hand, and then the hand. Like I could segment all that out, and then. But I kind of feel like I want like specific meshes for the details. Like if someone's supposed to be wearing like a tie, I want to like actually model the tie. Depends on what you're going for. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I think Metal Gear had, like, a fully segmented, like, only the arms were segmented, right? Let me see, PS1 Metal Gear. As an example of... Trying to see if I can get a good shot here. So like in this, it looks like his shoulder is separated, but from that point down, it's one object. His legs might be together. I'm not sure if his legs and his torso are one model, or if the legs cut. But the shoulders I know are like joints, are like separated objects. The texture work was really good on this. Like this, the pixel art is fantastic. Okay. We got a long way to go to hit those kinds of levels. To hit that kind of like definition. Alright, so I think the arms should come out like that. We can make these a little smaller. Make this a little smaller. Come out a little there. Come out a little. And it's equal. Like, it's a little weird. I think it's a little too small, maybe. I think this is maybe fine, but I think maybe this needs to be a little bigger. This a little smaller. Because it tapers down to the elbow, which probably should be, maybe the entire thing's a little too big. Creepy long arms and HD hands. No, he also gets long. He also gets long arms to match the old school anime vibe. I think so. I mean, like, you gotta have long arms. If you have long legs, you can't have little short arms. They gotta come down. You gotta have long arms. That's the rules. We'll just do little cube hands, I guess, because I'm lazy. Alright, so let's try this. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it blends. I forgot about that. Huh, okay, if it blends, then there's no way that this would work. It needs to be segmented. Okay. Okay. So that just means that we're just going to have to design the models kind of like logically. That's not bad. Lynn is cool. Looks like the shirt is grafted into his flesh. No, yeah, stay with that. The blend is his shirt is grafted to his flesh. Yeah, that's exactly the energy that I'm looking for. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can get his head now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. Raise his head up a little bit. Okay, so something like that should help us out a little bit. We can give him a little definition in the face here. Like this would be the brow area. Make him the prettiest cube boy ever. That's not gonna happen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a travesty, but we can give him we can make him look a little less mangled. Let me see. How do I even want to do this, dude? I have no idea. Well, I guess we have some color. We have some color we can work with. So this is gonna be the nose area. Okay, so something like this. I think we can select these guys and move them out a little bit. Select these guys, move them out a little bit. Move this up a little bit for some hair. Plop it back on the body. Chin's a little rough. There we go. It shouldn't be so. Okay, not bad. Kind of feel like his nose should be a plane instead of triangles like this. Extra arm. Oh, I thought that was a joke. Extra long arms open the doors for many possibilities. One idea is that he could wrap himself up with one arm like a cocoon and hang from a tree branch with the other arm. I don't know what to think of that. I am shocked at the concept. Why? Like, why? That's horrible. Why would he be like this? Yeah, nose isn't prominent enough. I think it needs to be more prominent. Let's see. Do something like that, and then bring these out. But I feel like I'm using a lot of triangles. Also, this looks like garbage. Can I like shade this as smooth only? Shade flat rather. It's cool that it worked, but like this isn't good. I think it's too many polygons. Somehow, it feels like it's too many polygons. His left and right brain are very defined. Yeah, that's like there's a crease running down the side of his face. Hold on. All right, yeah, like there's a definite like crease. And I think it's because of how many, like, it's these triangles here. So I think you want to avoid making loop cuts unnecessarily. Can we go back? We can go back. Okay. All right, so what we want to do, let's do this in steps. We want to add a neck. We know we want to add a neck, so let's do that. Actually, I guess I could just do it like this. That's about right. Okay, so we have the neck. We have obtained the neck. Okay. This appears white. Yeah. Oh, I was like, why does it look like that? It's because this is mirrored. There we go. We don't need an inside to this on either side of this. Okay, it's not bad, not bad. Okay, so we want his head to be like this. This is interesting, because it's better. I think his neck's too long. There we go. Crazy how much, excuse me, crazy how much better that looks. Okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, crazy how like basically it's like you look at the model and it doesn't look. Why is the floor warp towards the player? Triangles. It's triangles. It's crazy how like you model something and it looks bad, and it's like you have so many. You have basically infinite triangles at this. In this resolution, like 1 or 2 more triangles, 5 or 10 more triangles isn't really going to hurt the budget, but it's like it looks noticeably worse. Whereas if you are more controlled in how you allot your triangles and where you put them, it's like, man, it instantly looks better, even though it's fewer triangles overall. He's slowly taking form. The head so far is the most detailed part. Yeah, it needs to be. It needs to be the most detailed part, because that's what you're going to be looking at. I'm going to duplicate this guy, just as a backup, and then we can experiment with maybe raising. We can maybe do like that, and then come up like this to give him hair. And do like this to give the back of the head a little bit more definition. Oh, this is the other model. Okay. Who's he? This looks pretty good. I think his neck's a little thin, and it should connect with the back of his head. Like that. This guy shouldn't be in the collection. He's not in the collection? Oh, he's parented still, I guess. There we go. It looks better. So it comes forward more. I think his neck should come forward more on his head. Oops, did not mean to close it. I think it should come forward like that. I feel like... Excuse me. I feel like the neck width is fine. No, maybe it could be a little wider, but not by much. Oops. Something like that. That doesn't even look like hair. It just looks like a really good head. Like it's like the shape of his head is really solid. Yeah, I'm happy with that actually. Okay, yeah. I think if we wanted to add hair, we could probably do it using a pretty minor technique that might look pretty good. Pretty sure we can. I'm happy with this, so I'll duplicate this guy. And parent him, hide him. Okay. I think his hair could just be like, we could just go with like vertex paint. Maybe with a couple verses, like this, we could do like a fade. And then we might be able to actually like do something like this to give him, yeah, this is crazy, dude. Like like it's just the control necessary to get stuff to look good. But that's pretty correct. Like the shape of the head would be, it's pretty much like this. And then we might be able to do something like this. Looks so bad. It looks so bad, dude. Let me see. It looks so bad. Let me see if I can do this. If I drag this, what's not this one. If I drag these vertices down, I think it will like adjust the fade to make it look a little bit more fadey. That's not bad. I think this side of his head needs some definition. Like, you never see someone from this perspective, so it's hard to intuit what it should look like. But that, I think, might be enough. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Like, that's not perfect, but it's not bad either. Like, that's pretty good. I'm not sure about the dark space under his nose. I feel like that might not be necessary since we have lighting. I'm not sure why you can't sample stuff and have it be correct. I think the likeness of PewDiePie can get you sued. Yeah, looks just like him. Looks just like him. Oops, I want to like just the verses. Okay. Alright, so the idea is solid. I wish there was some way to... It looks like Quake Guy, but business casual. Let me see here. Can I need to... It would be nice if I could define, like, zones to automatically, like, select vertices. I'm not sure if there's any way to do that. I mean, I guess I can do it with vertex groups, but I'm thinking, is that the only way? I guess that makes sense. I guess that is the only way. So we'll do it like this. We'll just name this the skin group. Sure. This is his neck. These are his pants. Merged by like something like that should work. These feet are two. That. Okay, cool. So now we can say we have pants and we have shoes. This would be the shoes area. And then this, without the shoes, these are the pants area. Now that I think about it, Oh wait, yeah, I forgot that you can paint entire faces. Yeah, that's right. So this is the pants area. And then this is the shoes area. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we're good. So for example, we can say vertex paint, select the shoes, and then just paint those faces only. And we can paint them, we'll paint them white. There we go. Nice, there he is. Tell me something about myself. It's Kenta says, it's time for me to head out, nearly midnight, and work tomorrow. It was real fun stream, Solar. Good luck. Thank you very much. Just don't be bad, says his square hands should open and close like claws. Oh, like this? Like it's just like a square like that. Okay, this is pretty good. I feel like his legs might be a little too thin. His arms are pretty thick. Let's see if we can make his legs a little thicker. Maybe just move him in a little bit. Stretch him out a little bit horizontally. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. There we go. That looks way better. Okay. Looks like a guy. That looks like a little guy. That looks like a dude who's got something to say. Hello. Are you my friend? Okay, cool. Beep. All right, cool. All right, so what we're gonna do then? We're gonna rig this guy, and then we can at least animate him standing and walking, and then maybe we'll even get him to walk around somewhere. But I think for now we'll just start with rigging him up. This is gonna be our root bone. That's fine. I don't think we really need a whole lot of definition here. Quick guy had 3 triangles for a nose. 3 triangles. Oh, I can see, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can see how, okay, so mine is not too far off then. I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm trying to think of... Oh, model. Whoops. Didn't mean to pin that message. Let's see, modeler's resource. Did he have... Did he have any triangles for for his nose? Maybe he did. Huh. Interesting. But that, like, that they were able to sell so much on their texture work, dude. This guy looks pretty good though. He looks pretty much like you'd expect. I guess I don't really need this anymore. Looks like a normal guy. The definition of a normal guy. I think this needs to come in, yeah, like that. There we go. Business Bob square hands. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna rig this guy. I'm thinking you have something to tell me. And he's like, man, I can't wait to think it's Friday, right? Maybe his shoes are too, like, stubby. I kind of like it, but I also feel like they should be longer. Not by much, but just a little bit. Yeah, like not a huge amount, just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more and adjust the... Let's see, how did we do this? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's pretty good. He's a little thin still. He's a little too thin. But overall, this is pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with this. That looks a little bit more normal. Yeah, that's pretty good. Who lives in a cubicle and types a lot. He does kind of have that vibe of just like a dude. Okay. Rendering artifacts and all. Yeah. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's rig them up. So, center point, that's fine, that's the root. I don't really envision people needing to move a lot, but I guess I'll say that, you know, that's possible, so I'll just like segment this chest part out. Sorry, I'm weird. Nah, that's funny. It's funny, dude. Who lives in a pineapple and types a lot? Business Bob. Alright, so something like that, I think, should kind of get us where we're going. Yes, look at that automatic shading right there. Okay, so let me see. Shirt should include... It does include the center. Yeah, okay. So it includes those faces as well. Alright, so then what we want to do now, we would like to be able to rig this guy. So yeah, that's about right for his chest, and then his neck. I don't think we're gonna need his neck. Let me think. When you turn your head, your neck doesn't move. I mean, it wraps your head, but I mean, like, your neck shouldn't rotate. So I think we're good to go like this. So this would just be the head. This is the chest. This is, you know what? I'm gonna make another thing like this. Oops. Oops. Subdivide it, there we go. Then this can be the root bone. This is his stomach. This is his chest here. This is his arm. I don't think you'll need to rotate his hand, but just in case, we'll make a hand bone. No, that's way too much articulation. How many bones do we have? I don't have a bone count. I need to add that. It takes 0.3 milliseconds to skin this whole hand. So it has 3 bones for all fingers plus 2 for the thumb. 1, 2. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, and maybe 1 for the wrist. So it's like 15 or 16 bones. So this guy is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I don't think we can spare the bone. You have to make considerations. We have to consider, like, how accurate can this be? So I think this is fine. should be able to use the same schedule. Almost a schedule, the same armature for both men and women. I think shouldn't be a huge difference. Like obviously the proportions are different, but I imagine that they should have the same animations. And well, I guess if they're different heights, maybe there will be a problem. I don't know. Well, no, because if this armature is proportionally the same, then it should be fine. We'll see. Trying to save on time and money. Alright, so here's this leg. Can we clear the rotation? Can we clear all these rotations? Okay, cool. I don't think the feet will ever bend, so I think that this is fine the way it is. It's going to be leg.l, it's going to be leg.knee.l. That should be fine, and then this is going to be arm.l, elbow. No, this would be shoulder actually. I feel like his elbow is like at a weird place. It's like here. I feel like it should be further out, huh? Yeah. I wonder if it should also be segmented. Well, I already bent it correctly, so I'm not gonna. Something like that. There we go. Elbow R. Shoulder R. Head, chest, stomach. These are parented to chest. Stomach. Be paired it to the root. There we go. Knee.r. Leg.r. Okay, cool. Alright, so that should basically do it. We will now make this wire, or no, show it in front. There we go, so we can see the armature. Alright. Just make him slightly asymmetrical so he's oddly real. Yeah, oddly real. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'll make one character who's like weirdly... who has a texture or something like that just to make it unsettling. Or he's just like... he has eyes or something. It's just like, bruh. This character's so weird, dude. Okay, so this is the NPC man... armature. This gets parented to this. This gets parented to this. Everything is in the same collection. Cool. Crash because... I think it's crashed because... oh, it's skinned, but we don't have any vertex groups. Okay. I should probably fix that. Head barely tilted, one knee barely off. Oh, yeah, that's a little weird. that is weird. I'm trying to think. Do I want to fix this? This is a crash, so I should fix it. What should happen? Scene. So clone, node. Reassign bones. For vertex index, model bones. I model bones, vertex index, model bones, vertex index, I bone map. Okay. Bone map, modeled up bones, vertex index I. Type printed modeled up bones and bone map. Okay, here we go. So bone map is this. And then modeled up bones. Okay, so I guess it's like this. So if we don't have any bones, there we go. Okay. So if there's no, whoop. Bone.transform. Skin vertex. What did I just do? I did if model out bones. Okay. Something like that. I guess we could really just return. No, we can't return. That's, yeah, break. So that might do it. So that it doesn't crash if you don't have vertex. Yeah, okay. He's just not here. he's just not here. But yeah, it's because he doesn't have any vertex groups assigned to his mesh, I believe. So we really should parent with armature deform with empty groups. With empty groups, yeah. That might do it. No. He just ain't here. Let's see. Oh wait, no, that's right. We have to assign the vertex things. I'm gonna name this V color skin. So that we can easily recolor this. Recolor these channels. Okay. All right, so let's do this again, or let's fix this. So chest is this guy, head is this guy, stomach is this guy. This is stomach. Root is his waist. Shoulder L is this guy. Let's see. I think the idea is this is shoulder L. Oh wait, I forgot I have to, let me duplicate this. Unparent it. Okay. We can hide this guy. Okay. I forgot that we have to apply the mirror. There we go. Okay, so root is that. That's fine. Stomach, chest, head is fine. Shoulder L has not been assigned. Okay, cool. So then this should be shoulder L. Pretty sure it should be like this. And then elbow L should be this. And the hand. Shoulder R should be this. Oops. that. Elbow R should be this. Knee L should be this. Minus. Oh wait, I said knee. This should be leg L. Okay, so leg L should be this. Knee L should be this. Yeah, I think that's right. Leg, knee R should be this. And leg R should be this. There we go. Okay. So that should do it, I think. See if he shows up. He should. He does not. That's the problem. This is parented. Let's see. This is parented to the armature, and then he's parented to this. Everybody's in the group, right? Yeah. Concerning. Let's see. That's weird. I've never really run into problems with this before. Let's. Oh wait, maybe I. Maybe I have to restart it actually. Am I forgetting something? Oh, this is... Here, we need to go here. Am I forgetting something? Let's see. Visible. He's got an armature object. Bind to vertex groups, that's correct. It's unusual. I don't feel like I usually have this problem. Yeah, it's armature deform with I mean, we already just painted the weights myself. I did the weights myself. There's something I'm missing, or something changed. Okay, let's figure it out. If this is a problem with Tetra3D, then if I solve it, it makes it better. Okay, so we have bones, right? We got the bones, skin, reaccessor matrices for matrices. Oh, let's change the music. A little bit of a banger. One on that bones equals a pin, one on that bones. These are references? These are references. Okay. Wait a second, let me... Yeah, that works. This works fine. So then what did I do differently here? Oh, could it be that it's because there's vertex groups that don't affect, that aren't affected by bones? That might be part of it. Let me remove these real quick and see if that impacts anything. This is the wrong thing. No. Oh, wait. It's probably failing on like one of these guys. But why did it fail on one of these guys? It's not, they're not parented to, yeah, no. Okay, hold up. Let me try something real quick. I feel like it might be due to the other guys, these other meshes. NPC man mesh, NPC man mesh. Bone effects, vertex. Okay. So it gets through the man mesh, then the hand mesh again, then the hand mesh again, then the man mesh again, and then there's a problem. So, and that is the guy we're working on, right? Yes. It's not these other backups. Okay, so then why is it not working? Oh, that's not the issue. That might be the issue, though. Okay, so the hand mesh is reassigned. NPC man mesh. Nil. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess I knew it was nil. I'm like, wait. Yeah, wait, no, that's not the issue. Oh, it's because the bones list is nil. Why is the bones list nil? Hmm? Archer is here. Archer is here. I wonder if there's an issue with like the armatures. Like I'm feeling like I'm feeling like the armatures aren't like getting their bones, or the models aren't getting their bones properly. Because this is let me see, hold on. Like this here is the name of the model, NPC Man Mesh, but these bones are incorrect. These are all bones for these are all bones for the hand. Is this not? Is it not cloning correctly? Is it new model.bones equals append new model.bones append node model.bones I. Yeah, something's weird about this. All right, let's see something. For child and new node, children, if no model dot is model and model skin root equals node, then model dot reassign bones new node. Reassign bones. If model dot bones is equals 0, then return. Bones bone map or B enrich bones. If B dot is bone map, B dot name is B node. Skin root is armature root. Bones. Bone map. Let me take a look at something. New model.bones equals append new model.bones. Append. Okay, so I mean, like, this seems fine. Clone. It's a clone of the model. So the model being cloned should happen after reassigning, before reassigning the bone. So this should work. So why is the bone list empty? Skin mesh. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Okay, so cloning the scene works fine. Oops. Scene.get armature. Still works. Okay, so I mean, like, I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to go over here to Blender. I'm going to go to this example animation thing that I've done. If I can filter it by, or sort it by name. And I'm gonna just re-export this, because I'm thinking that maybe something changed in Blender. Oh. Skin mesh for animation time. That's weird. I feel like I didn't do anything differently. Let me take a look at this. It's parented to the armature. And it has a, yeah, armature vertex group. Yeah, I mean, like, nothing here seems out of the ordinary, feels out of the ordinary. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's go back over here. Let's instead well, let me make a backup, and then I'm gonna basically delete this guy's armature stuff and just kind of start over. I'm gonna suss out the bug and then restore it. I just want to kind of like see what's going on first. So we'll say this is the bug. Okay, so now we can go back here. We will just remove the armature modifier. We will remove all of his vertex groups, save and export, and we'll see, does it still crash? No. Okay. Let's parent this with empty armature groups. Save. Run. Okay, no problem. Well, let me make sure there's no problem. Let me go check it, take a look. Okay, no, there he is. All right. Did I do something weird the first time? Maybe I did something weird the first time and Blender just didn't like it. Let me assign all of these to the shoulder bone, the left one. Okay, now there's a crash. I wonder if there's some kind of like change in the GLTF exporter. No, because I just exported it. I just removed... What? And like, I feel like I didn't, like, I'm not making any changes, any notable changes, but it's still crashing. NPC man mesh, all of his bones are wrong. Okay, let's see something real quick. Let's say we don't perform the scene. Now it works. Until it doesn't. NPC man mesh. Yeah, these are the incorrect bones. Where did he get these from? Like, just like, where is he getting these bones from? They're not correct. Armature root. Reassign bones. New node. Okay, hold on. Oh, this is not what I'm looking for. Okay, so new node, NPC man armature. Child, NPC man mesh. Reassign bones. Okay, so... why when reassigning the bones is the bones list... like, there's not that much here in terms of like code, so I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out in a couple seconds. Why? Okay. I think the data is like slipping or something. Like the data is not correct. Okay, so OG model and okay, OG model hand mesh, new model. Okay, so this is the same. That's fine. OG model NPC man mesh. Yeah, no, this is the wrong. These are the wrong bones. So the bones are incorrect to begin with. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. It probably never came up because I probably just never had armatures created maybe in this order, or they're just like, maybe it's indexed differently. Yeah, I think it's probably like the bones. I think the issue is in the GLTF loader. I guess I should have guessed that, but I mean, you never know. Let's take out some of these print statements. I don't think there's probably anything else. Oh, here we go. All right, so I think the problem is right here. Loaded NPC man mesh. These are the wrong bones. Loaded hand mesh. These are the right bones. So I think what we need to do, let's just check this preloaded. I'm gonna see if we have different sets of bones before and after. I think the issue, preloaded, there's no bones. In NPC man mesh, afterwards there are. Okay, so it's just straight up we're getting the wrong bones here. All bones. Oh. keep the local slice of bones because we can't simply loop through all bones with the matrix index, as the matrix index resets at 0 for each armature naturally. For B in range skin dot joints, bone is objects B bone linked to establish the true root after parenting is set below. Local bones. Maybe it's local bones that we need. Yeah, maybe it's local bones and not all bones. Maybe this should be local bones. Oh, it probably... Last time I did this, now I'm kind of remembering. Last time I had multiple armatures, they had the same armature. So that probably was why it wasn't a problem. Like, I had multiple characters, but they shared armatures. Here, the hand has an armature, and the human has... People have armatures. Okay. That's not it. Let's see. This might crash. That's fine. Yo, that looks better. It's all shoulders, but... Wait, that's correct, isn't it? It is all shoulders. Shoulders. Okay, that was it. It should have been local bones, I guess. Okay. Let's go back over here. Restore our thing. I'm just gonna make a backup just in case. Alright, reload. Cool, okay. So let's see if this works now. Save. There we go. Better. Okay, cool, cool, cool. There's our guy. All right, so now we can go over here and then just be like, yo, give me a quick. Let me just let's go for a quick hands at sides pose. Now, obviously this is the problem. Obviously this is the problem. Yeah, so we just need to pull his shoulders in like that. Better. Is that a good length? I think if your hands were cubes, that would be a good length. Like if you extended his hands out instead of having like this, they would go out to maybe here, which is about midpoint of the calf, which I think is correct. Hands go to where on human? Standing human? All right, it looks like it goes, yeah, just about there to the midpoint of the calf. Save. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't fly like that. Okay, let's go ahead and give him an animation. Can I focus? Thank you. Okay, so what we want to do is just give a quick rotation. And give a location to that. See man, standing, save it, make sure we save it. We'll push down later, but for now we will just do like rotation and then give me like a, I don't know, give me like a 100 frame animation. Very minor animation. Okay, cool. So we will now save this. It did export correctly, right? Okay. All right, and then we can just go over here and make a new object. Well, we'll make a npc.go. Clean. And rut. There we go. We can say the mesh is going to be a model. Or I guess we could just say model is the model. Root is this. Model is node dot search tree by type model first. Model. There we go. All right. NPC man update. And then we just say animator model dot animation player dot play. What is this called? NPC man. All right, that's basically it. We just got to go to main now and then say case npc human node.set data new npc human, pass the node, and that's about it. Rename this npc human. Because they should all probably copy the same fundamentals. And that's should be it. We'll see. Oh wait, we have to go back over here and say that this is our human. Game object. Human. There we go. Let's see if it's working. It is not. Also, we can cut out some of this stuff. All right. I think is this being called? Yes. Okay. Oh. No, we need the armature. Armature is node.get search tree by regex armature first. This can just be an inode. Cool. Okay, so now we can just say instead armature. Okay, that should do it. Yo, there he is. He's standing. Cool. All right, cool. So we ran into another bug, got it fixed. Got a dude with little, his shoulders are really pointy. Look at that, the angle on that. Let's see if we can fix it. Yeah, I didn't even realize his shoulders were so pointy. I guess they weren't pointy, and then I made them pointy somehow. Oh, when I did that, okay. Yeah. There we go. Whoa. Okay, there's a couple problems here. Actually, I'm wondering, maybe his shoulders should, maybe they should kind of look like that and just be a little... Oh, this isn't mirrored anymore. I forgot. I have to do this manually. And it's like that. Yeah. This is PS1. Welcome to the PS1, boys. I hope you're ready for cutting edge graphics. Okay. Yeah. So that's, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So if we can do this guy, we can do other guys. And if we can do other guys, if we can make, you know, other people and other, you know, characters, then the world will feel lived in. Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of it. Oh, his neck isn't moving. Did I not assign his neck any, I guess I didn't assign his neck any... Oh, I got rid of the vertex groups. Got rid of the color ones. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay, so then, yeah, I guess his chest, yeah, I just have to add these vertices in. There we go. And there we go. Cool. All right, well, we got quite a bit done. Yeah, that works pretty well. This looks pretty good. All told, yeah, it looks pretty solid. So we just need to get other dudes, other people to be in this space, old people, young people, women, men, everybody. Make this an actual real space. And then have grizzled dudes at bars and dudes in the corner and all that stuff. Yeah, this could be fun. Not sure what I'm going to do with this area down here yet. Texture going nuts right there, but I kind of wanted this to be like an area you could go into, like the lobby of a like cyber security firm or something. I thought that would be kind of cool. Dude, that's so like that's so menacing. That's so menacing. Like, you are walking and then you see at the top of the stairs this dude. Let me fix the stairs. Something like that should be fine. But yeah, that's so that's so menacing that like you are you know, walking around, you go up some stairs, and at the top of the stairs you see this guy just being, nah, dude. Like, you see just a guy at the end of the stairs. Yeah, nah, that's interesting. He's not even like particularly buff or tall or anything. He's just a normal guy, and that alone is like, it's just the human shape, the shape of a guy. It's so menacing. That's great. That's great. Okay, well, there we go. We got our first dude done. Now that we have this guy done, making other characters will be pretty simple, I think. Yeah. The texture, like texture bending is super aggressive. It's not gonna be like this in the final game. I'll subdivide it a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. It's looking really good. Feels really good. I've got some nice mouth smoothing that makes it feel just really like nice to look around. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this overall. Pretty happy with it. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune. It's been real, making stuff on stream. I'm gonna go get something to eat. Yeah, if you want to check out more development, on this game or with Tetra3D, please check out. Oh, dude, I need something in the air, dude. I need like a Zeppelin or like a chopper or something like that. That would be great if I had like more stuff to put up here. I was thinking like a freeway, like I put up here, like another one, although this is clipping through that building. Another freeway would be, fine. But I mean, like something you could get some sense of verticality from. So like a chopper or a Zeppelin or a ship or something like that. Something cool. And hopefully something that doesn't take a lot of time or effort to make. Just something that gives the effect of like, oh wow, look at that thing. But anyway, yeah, if you want to check out this game and see what it do when it's done, please check out this Twitch channel, this Twitch stream, this Twitch channel here, or my YouTube channel, SolarLoon. Please check out my Patreon, SolarLoon, patreon.com/SolarLoon. My Discord is also in my Twitch information, the Twitch links. Yeah. Whoops. It's been real, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you very much for watching, and much like this man, I was gonna make a joke, but I can't think of one. He's so like he's so like blocky and ready to be intimidating. But anyway, I'll catch you on the flip side next time. Thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLoon, and peace.